There are days when the air itself feels charged, as if reality is holding its breath. You sense it deep within your field, a quiet stirring beneath the surface of ordinary life. Something is shifting. It may not be visible yet, but you can feel it. A subtle hum that says, something new is coming. Before every expansion, there is contraction. Before light fills a space, the old frequencies dissolve. This is not collapse, it is calibration. You might notice heaviness, a strange fatigue in your body, as if your cells are upgrading faster than you can rest. Emotions rise like tides. Grief, impatience, restlessness. This is your system reorganizing itself, preparing to hold a higher current of life. When life feels dense, it doesn't mean you've lost your way. It means energy is clearing pathways that once kept you small. Endings begin to appear. Relationships shift. Opportunities fade. Things that once defined you no longer feel aligned. It can look like loss, but it's actually sacred space forming, a divine clearing for the new frequency to anchor. The first sign of a coming breakthrough is disruption. When everything stable starts to shake, your soul is saying, we can't stay the same. Observe without judgment. Notice what your life is asking you to release. Perhaps it's an old role you've outgrown. Perhaps it's a story that once kept you safe. Awareness is the ignition point of transformation. When you watch your patterns with compassion, the pattern begins to unwind itself. You may feel isolated, as if no one understands this phase. That's because breakthroughs often begin in silence, long before the world sees evidence. Think of a seed underground. Darkness isn't something to fear. It means gestation. The pressure you feel, it's the tension of birth. When nothing seems to move forward, look inward. Ask yourself, what part of me is ready to expand? A second sign of a coming breakthrough is heightened awareness. Suddenly, you begin seeing life differently. The same conversations, the same routines, carry new meaning. You notice what drains you. You feel pulled toward what nourishes you. It's as if your internal compass has recalibrated toward truth. This awareness can feel This awareness can feel uncomfortable at first. You might wonder why familiar things now feel foreign. But awareness always precedes awakening. When your consciousness expands, your external world must eventually follow. The third sign is the restlessness of the soul. You might wake up feeling an invisible pull, a longing you can't quite name. This longing is the frequency of your future self calling you forward. It whispers through boredom, through dissatisfaction, through the quiet ache that asks for more. Listen to it. Don't rush to silence it with distraction. Restlessness is the invitation. It's the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. As you notice these signs, the density, the endings, the restless heart, something miraculous happens. You begin to witness yourself with awareness instead of resistance. That witnessing is the beginning of freedom. You start to ask new questions. What if this pressure is guiding me? What if nothing is going wrong? What if everything unfolding is part of my evolution? Inquiry is the doorway. It softens the mind and allows intuition to lead. Soon, you realize that the signs of transformation were never random. They were orchestrated by the same intelligence that spins galaxies, guiding you toward alignment, toward remembering your own design. This is the sacred architecture of awakening. And you, dear listener, are right on time. Before the dawn, there is the stillness before light. Before the new chapter begins, there is the pause, the holy recalibration of your becoming. Breathe into it. Let awareness be your guide. Your breakthrough is not somewhere ahead. It's already happening within you. When you quiet the noise, you can sense the rhythm beneath all change. Challenges carry hidden intelligence. Delays hold a divine precision. Nothing in your path is random. The very moments that seem to stretch your faith are the ones sculpting your capacity to receive. You are learning to feel without fear, to listen without rushing for answers. This is mastery. You may not see the form yet, but you can feel the vibration. Like a song building, your life is tuning itself to a higher key. Hold your awareness here, in the quiet before transformation. Let curiosity replace control. Let wonder replace worry. When you begin to see your life as energy in evolution, you stop asking, when will it happen? And start realizing, it's happening now. This awareness, this breath between endings and beginnings, is where the true breakthrough begins. When the universe rearranges around you, it rarely feels graceful. It feels like pressure, like emotions rising from nowhere. But pressure is how diamonds are born. Every great shift compresses the unnecessary, so only truth remains. This isn't punishment, it's preparation. When you ask for expansion, your energy must stretch to hold it. This stretching appears as contrast. Old identities resist. You may feel torn between who you were and who you are becoming. This is the test of alignment. You'll be shown what looks familiar. Comfort disguised as destiny. It whispers, stay where it's safe. Yet deep inside, you know comfort was never the goal. Evolution was. The universe tests not to judge, but to mirror readiness. Each challenge asks, are you ready to live what you've asked for? The test may come as delay, rejection, or silence. But silence is where alignment forms. Behind it, quantum fields are reorganizing, particles shifting, timelines weaving, destiny synchronizing with your vibration. When you raise your frequency, old patterns dissolve. It can look like chaos, relationships strain, work feels uncertain, but chaos is order not yet understood. You're collapsing one reality to make room for another. That's why things fall apart right before they align. Your task isn't to fix, but to stay coherent within. Coherence is power. When heart and mind unite, the field reorganizes. Breathe when the storm rises. Anchor in the knowing. This is purification. Every emotion is energy leaving. Every tear, data releasing from your system. You're upgrading your signal. When you see this, you work with the universe, not against it. You start noticing the rhythm behind the tests. After conflict, clarity. Endings introduce the paths meant for you. Conflict reveals truth. It's not here to destroy, but to expose what can't continue. When faced consciously, conflict becomes alchemy. You transform reaction into awareness, awareness into wisdom. Another sign of breakthrough is emotional neutrality. When you stop chasing outcomes and embody peace regardless, everything shifts. This is the paradox of manifestation. When you stop grasping, life reaches you. Detachment isn't apathy. It's trust in motion. What's meant for you cannot miss you. When your energy becomes whole, you stop leaking power through need. Your field stabilizes. You become magnetic. That magnetism draws opportunity without force. The universe listens to vibration, not desperation. So when you breathe inside uncertainty and love yourself in the void, you've crossed the threshold. Realization dawns quietly. No fireworks. A soft recognition that nothing was ever against you. The tests and waiting were sculpting your frequency. You stop reacting. You start responding. Listening before leaping. Observing before judging. Slowly, you live in rhythm with the unseen. Application isn't perfection. It's presence. Choosing awareness over urgency. When life tests you now, the pressure that once felt unbearable now feels sacred. The universe isn't outside you. It's responding to you. Every thought, every emotion shapes your next reality. As this integrates, you see signs everywhere. Numbers repeating, synchronicities aligning. You feel guided, not by chance, but by design. This is realization, the awareness that you and creation are one consciousness. Dancing through form, the tension, the letting go, were movements in the symphony of becoming. Breathe that in. You are not behind, you are in perfect sequence. Every shift and pause, orchestrated with intelligence. As you reach this understanding, you no longer seek the breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. Realization settles like light after rain. A peace beyond outcome. Stay here for a moment. This is not the end, but the calibration before embodiment. Because the next step is to live this truth, to walk as coherence itself, anchored, awake, and ready to serve the light you've become. And as you rise into this new resonance, the path ahead begins to shimmer with quiet clarity. What was once unseen now reveals itself through the rhythm of your own becoming. And as you rise into this new resonance, the path ahead begins to shimmer with quiet clarity. What was once unseen now reveals itself through the rhythm of your own becoming. Integration begins here, not in theory, but in breath. It's the moment you stop chasing alignment and start living it. Breakthroughs are not a finish line. They are living invitations to embody what you've remembered, to walk with the wisdom your journey has carved. The first step of integration is presence. Be where your feet are. Feel the texture of this moment, the air, the pulse beneath your skin, the awareness that you are still here. All that has fallen away was never loss. It was space being cleared for coherence. This is where solitude becomes sacred. There may be a stillness now, a pause between chapters. Do not rush to fill it. Silence is not absence. It's the field resetting to your new frequency. When nothing seems to move, energy is weaving new architecture beneath perception. Trust that. Trust the slow unfolding of divine order. The second movement of integration is embodiment. It's when wisdom becomes motion, when knowledge leaves the mind and takes its first breath through action. You start honoring your body as the instrument of awareness. Each choice, each breath, becomes an affirmation of coherence. You speak slower. You listen deeper. You begin responding instead of reacting. Energy that once scattered outward now flows through you with intention. This is mastery in the mundane. Every conversation, every meal, every moment of rest is part of the sacred choreography of integration. You realize spirituality is not somewhere you go, it's how you move through the ordinary. As embodiment deepens, you start magnetizing experiences that mirror your new vibration. People arrive who speak the same frequency. Opportunities flow without force. Synchronicity becomes your language. And through it all, you hold a gentle awareness that you are both student and teacher of your own energy. You no longer search for signs. You are the sign. Every time you choose peace instead of panic, you ripple light into the field. Every time you trust timing over control, you realign the collective rhythm. This is the quiet work of the awakened heart. Reflection is the mirror of gratitude. Look back not with regret, but with reverence. Everything that once felt like resistance was the universe teaching you resilience. Every no was a redirection toward truth. You start to see your timeline as art, painted in contrast and light, and through this vision, you forgive easily, because you understand deeply. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's liberation from energetic residue. It keeps your frequency light enough to keep ascending. As you embody this new coherence, you become a lighthouse for others, not through preaching, but through presence. Your calm becomes a frequency others feel. Your peace becomes permission for someone else's healing. This is the natural service of the integrated soul, to simply exist as light. No striving, no proving, just radiance remembering itself. And from this awareness, life unfolds differently. You stop waiting for miracles. You realize you are one. The world begins to meet you at your level of embodiment. Where once you reacted from fear, you now respond from frequency. Where once you forced outcomes, you now flow with timing. This is what it means to live the breakthrough. Not to chase, but to become. You start moving through life as consciousness in motion. You understand energy as language. Every thought a vibration, and you realize you were never waiting for a sign from the universe. You were learning to speak its language. Now, you are fluent in alignment, and with that fluency comes peace. No more pushing the river. You've become the current. Integration completes itself when you stop trying to complete it. When you let life breathe through you, without resistance. Take a moment to notice your own frequency. Feel how different you are from when this journey began. Notice the steadiness in your body, the spaciousness in your heart. This is coherence. And from here, you can trust what unfolds next, because what awaits you now is simply the reflection of everything you've integrated. Your breakthrough has already become your baseline. And as you walk forward, may you remember, you are both the storm and the stillness that follows. May you carry your light quietly, and let your peace speak louder than words. Breathe deeply, stand tall, and trust, your breakthrough is already becoming your new way of being.